Yeah, what up? You want back up there? The are just gonna kids are just gonna join us for the, the bungee stream. One of them basically napped all day, so it's the one that threw up 3 times last night. Morning, Nick. Yeah, they were at trivia last night for the Star Wars trivia at the distillery, and Marissa looked up and went, "Daniel, I need help," and she just like holding throw up on her chest, and was like, "Oh God." No, I just like threw all the questions up and ran over and helped. But then she was like, uh, "The kids are gonna probably have to stay home with you tomorrow." I'm like, "Damn! Of course it has to be like this Tuesday. It couldn't be last Tuesday. It couldn't be next Tuesday. It had to be the reveal day because their timing is anything but impeccable with Destiny stuff. They're knowers. We just need so we're just gonna have to go ahead and plan that July 15th they're gonna be sick. But luckily, Jedi's out of school for the summer, and summer school's already over, so there's no excuses. I'm talking to my friends. Hmm. Video screens. How you doing, Nick? No. But yeah, so the kiddos are here. That's why the camera's a little cropped in today. Let me change this one to blue. So I put a new mask on my webcam. So the kids and I'm standing up, and the kids are watching Frozen 2 behind me. Oh. You can watch the stream on YouTube, but you won't get the emblem if you care about that. I didn't figure you did. Yeah, mine hasn't really been working that well on Twitch lately. Wow, there's like 30 seconds. There's 30 seconds difference in between Twitch and YouTube though. YouTube. Yeah. I'm watching Twitch. Copium. There you go, Reese. I did. You're welcome. I definitely didn't accidentally gift a sub to a random person. First time. I was like, alright, it's gonna pop it up next. And it pops up not Reese. I was like, oh fuck. I did. Yeah. It was that name. Oh, and there goes my prime sub. Hog. Now I can hide chat again. I'm going to go see that tomorrow, Nick. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to go watch it. Just go over my shoulder. Oh, here, I know it. It's I actually forgot to go watch Captain America because I just ran out of time. So whenever that comes to Disney Plus, I'll watch it. There you go, baby. Shout out to Frozen 2 for keeping these two entertained. Okay, go get your cup from the living room. Hi, Michael. Oh no, Destiny 1. Ah, yeah.
What follows light and shadow is silence.
It's okay, it's behind me.
And silence breaks.
Alright,
I am
weirdos.
summoning you as a new age begins. I see sapient life turn to each other. They remember how to look to the stars. They remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive. But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler. They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will, but not through me.
Find someone else.
Oh shit. Whoa.
My will is my own.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. That was pretty sick.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome here to Bungie HQ
Yeah.
in beautiful Bellevue, Washington. We have got an amazing stream lined up for you to tell you a little bit about the Edge of Fate and the future of Destiny 2 as well. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As always, I am joined by some of my amazing colleagues here at Bungie to share some of the finer details of the stuff that we're going to be getting into today. So, how about we go ahead and get into it so we can show you what we got. Starting first with this gentleman on my right and to your left is someone that you've probably seen if you've tuned into our streams before or Vidocs, the one and only Mr. Robbie Stevens, Assistant Game Director here at Bungie. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Andy. It's always a pleasure to spend a date with you.
Yeah, it's
Turned
been a
around
honestly,
and there
hasn't it?
wasn't a
Yeah,
child
well,
behind me.
To that end as well, for
And I
anyone
was
that
scared.
doesn't get to hang out as much as we do, can you tell everyone at home a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, sure. So I'm one of the creative and game directors for the game. So that means like I'm a vision holder and I work across the entire Destiny team with people like Allison and Dylan on the couch here to chart a new course for Destiny and a new future for the game, and just incredibly excited to be sharing with everyone today of what we've been up to.
Yeah, can't wait. We've got a big show ahead, so thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, as we move, pardon me, right on down the line, someone who again has also had the good opportunity to join us on these streams as well, and is now firing some finger guns like a pro. Destiny's narrative director, the one and only Allison Lures. Allison,
Hello.
how's it going?
It's going so good. I'm here on a couch and I get to yell about Destiny with you. So
Not
it's a
bad
good day.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take that anytime I can. Well,
Same.
for anyone who also hasn't had a chance to yell on couches about Destiny with us or hasn't joined us in the past,
Yeah.
Do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Allison. I'm the narrative director for Destiny 2. And so that means it's the job of me and my team to make you laugh and make you cry and make you go, whoa, I totally forgot about this thing from 8
Did
years
they?
ago. How did they remember? It's because we're good at our jobs.
It's true.
So there you go.
Yeah. As someone who gets to sit in on the
Oh.
writers' rooms, I can now doubly confirm that. So thank
we
you for
love
being
having you
here.
there.
So much
Yeah.
fun. No, seriously, thank you so much. And of course, as we move right on down the line, the gentleman there at the very end of the couch, someone who is a friend to all Guardian kind, who's known far and wide, a member of the Destiny Global Comms
That's-
team here
yeah,
at Bungie,
that's soon.
Mr. Dylan Gaffner. How's it going, Dylan?
It's going well. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for
Got to make sure to ask every time.
I appreciate it. I need all the help I can get.
That's
well,
cr-
to
that's
anyone out
crazy.
there who may not have accosted you on the wild world of social media or is just somehow meeting you for the first time, do you mind telling us about what you do here at Bungie?
My name is Dylan Gaffner, formerly community team, where we would
Well,
go out,
4
collect
weeks he's
your
gonna
feedback,
sleep,
translate
so.
it to the dev team, and then bring their information back to you, kind of be that middleman. Now I'm on Global Comms, so I'm going to be in more of like a puzzle piece organization stage of what do we talk about, when do we talk about it, why do we talk about it, and then just making sure we get the information out to all players.
Yeah, well, we all appreciate it. Thank you for always being the voice of the player inside our hallowed halls. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, well, now that we've kind of got the intros out of the way, let's talk about our new saga. Robbie, I'd love to start with you. What's up next in Destiny, and where are we exploring?
Yeah, so our first expansion this year, The Edge of Fate, is the start of a brand new multi-year saga called the Fate Saga. And so we want to tell a story about something older, about the nature of fate itself. Are we bound by it? Can we fight it? Because before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system, there was already space magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so ultimately, this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
You're talking about the Nine, aren't you?
Who
Yeah.
told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
guess?
yeah,
Yeah.
Keeps you off.
We did such a good job with this secret.
Really buried that lead, didn't we?
Yeah.
just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who and maybe more appropriately, what are the Nine?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description possible, the Nine are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way
At least we're
longer
finally
than the
getting some
Traveler.
lore about them.
We can think of them as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies in Sol. So that's each of our 8 planets plus the sun. Sorry, Pluto.
It's messed up.
Didn't make the cut.
Wow, that's
I,
fun.
I don't make the rules. Yeah, there you go. But the important thing to know about them is that this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system for the next saga.
Hey,
we want to
stop
ask
running.
questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the 9, obviously, Eagle-Eyed Guardians
Sorry.
have been able to spot references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the 9 really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely neighing to the 9 doing genuinely awful, awful things in our lore. And so the important thing to know about them is that the 9 are individuals.
No,
this isn't a collective. It's not like a hive mind. Each of them are kind of their own being, their own person in the loose definition of a person. They have different wants and desires. They can ally with different members and fight with different members too. In the words of one
Wonder
of
if
our
we'll see a
characters really
physical
early
form.
on, there are aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the 9 are qualified as.
Fair enough. All right, so beings of obviously immense power, something that the Guardians have gone toe-to-toe with in the past. We've even faced off against the very embodiment of the darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about, because ultimately the 9 seek to free themselves at no matter the cost to humanity. And because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not bound by the same rules that we are, that we've really experienced before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many of them, are ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really care or think about beyond, achieving their ultimate goals. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, for the last 10 years, Guardians have really just been making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the 9 is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the 9 have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along? These are extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it in a very different way.
It's like they're move ahead in chess.
Good job. Keep that
Weird.
money out of the office. Okay.
What a reference. But you were mentioning, obviously, the Fate Saga is one of the subjects of
Back to
today.
Living Room.
How long
Thank
can
you.
we expect the Fate Saga to last?
Yeah, so the Fate Saga is going to play out over several years, and ultimately, we know where we're driving this car. We know where we're going with it. But the conclusion of the Edge of Fate itself is going to leave you with more questions than answers, and it's going to be the catalyst into this new multi-year saga. Because we really want to return Destiny to being a game about big questions, right? And so the way we think about this is about pouring jet fuel into the speculation engine of the game. So we're going to be revealing a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts.
Just for
and many of
once.
them we're not going to be answering immediately, because we're going to be telling the story over multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you those expansion beats more times than we have before in the past. And so the Year of Prophecy kicks off with the Fate Saga, and with it, humanity is now set on a collision course with this celestial pantheon of the system that has been here for a very, very long time. And so the Edge of Fate launches on July 15th, and then the second expansion of our Year of Prophecy is Renegade, which comes this winter, and then later in 2026, we've got Shattered Cycle and The Alchemist.
Is that what
It's a
you
lot of
wanted to
stuff.
ask?
Yeah.
A lot of exciting beats. And so again, the Edge of Fate is just the beginning of this
Wait.
long journey of this awesome
Holy
vehicle
shit.
we're all jumping into and driving together, and it's going to take us to some new places.
That's exciting. So, with regards to the Edge of Fate right here in front of us, you were also nice enough to bring the class something today. You've got some gameplay with you,
Oh
right?
yeah, we got some clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should show those off.
It's a
Let's
doozy.
Let's check it
Kinda
out.
like the present. Let's check it out.
Oh, the train. The links were right.
Connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not human.
He has glasses?
Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
Oh. What the fuck is that? What the fuck?
Enough.
That's...
Terminate your suspicion.
Is that an
Commander.
Arkan Strand?
Remove
Or...
your scornful blindfold.
Whoa! There's no land. Wait, is that a new ability? Yeah. Like the witness.
All right, that gives us an awful lot to go ahead and continue to dive into. And here to help us go ahead and explore a little bit more of it, everyone, you probably noticed we've been joined by someone new here on the couch. We are
They're getting you back, Vada.
joined by someone who's the originator of perhaps my favorite all-time Destiny emote, the one and only Dave Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason
Oh,
somehow doesn't
sound
have
effect
that
guy.
emote in their collection or hasn't seen you in a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I'm art director on Edge of Fate. I work with the art team to visualize the narrative and design and kind of bring it all together.
I'm so glad this guy's back.
Thank you very much for being here today. So with the Edge
My
of Fate,
leg
it's
is
obviously the
currently being
first expansion in the Fate saga. Allison, I'd love to start with you, actually. What can you tell us about the Edge of Fate?
The Edge of Fate begins with an invitation, and we are invited, along with a very specific group of people, to a location, to a moment in time, for a very specific reason.
Very specific.
Time travel.
Very specific reason and purpose, yes. And the place that we're going to is called Kepler. And so you may be saying, now, Allison, hold on. Hold your horses
You read my mind.
second,
Yeah.
because the Kepler I know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friend, didn't you know if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny. And that's where we're going, to Kepler.
Super exciting. And this is kind of a, Robbie, we were talking kind of before the show. This is like like a first
So
phase
still
of
the same
something
solar
new, right?
system.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is us just trying something new. We're expanding the universe of Destiny, creating new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination is about exploring a labyrinthian world that it took inspirations from things like Dreaming City, exotic missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through a Metroidvania expired experience. And so at the heart of all of this, at the heart of the Edge of Fate, is a player-driven exploration and discovery of an exotic world with brand new abilities.
So actually to even
Thanks,
just
Nick.
maybe dig a little bit deeper, like how is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions that we've made for Destiny?
Yeah, so at the global scale, when we're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward, first off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And so both of these expansions combined are going to be even more expansion content than we've done in the
it's
past.
fixed.
And by delivering 2 of these a year, we're upping the pace
wait,
of
Corsair?
the world and story
Crazy.
events that
There.
really matter to players and are going to be pushing the Fate saga forward. And so we're trying radical new things which each of these expansions. And so alongside this new
Converter.
destination of Kepler,
One of his
this
buffs.
exotic world that players will explore with brand new abilities, we also have world tiers. And world tiers allow you
Ooh,
to take
world
on
tiers?
a higher level of
World
challenge on the
tiers.
destination in order to attract some
fuck?
of the best
Diablo?
loot within the release. But what's cool
Shadow
about
did
world
say
tiers is
that they
as you
were
play through the
changing a
mainline
lot of
story
core
and you play through the
systems.
first couple of world tiers,
Yeah, I mean,
you're
that was
going to
like
unlock
other
later
articles
world
were
tiers. And as you're claiming these
pretty much
abilities, as you're
implying
exploring the
that.
world more, as you're discovering more within the release, you're putting these puzzle pieces together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world tiers in the post game, you can start to solve these problems in different ways that you couldn't before in the original playthrough. And so alongside
That's
all
cool.
of this, we're also going to have a ton of quest content that we're rethinking about how we use within the game. And so on Kepler, there's some non-linearity within the destination itself. And so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters and the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that story. And so, yeah, again, this is all about us just looking at the formulas that we've been building in Destiny over the last 10 years. And some of them
That's
are really
sick.
strong, but they're due
Whatever
for
that
some
is.
experimentation and some radical changes. And so that's what you're seeing here with the first taste.
What is
of
that?
Edge of Fate.
What is that ability?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It looks like
Super?
Everything you
it's
just said, I was a
super?
little distracted by some of the
No,
gameplay we were
Oh.
seeing. Like
I think it's
exotic
more
sniper
like,
rifle, I think
like
I
a
saw.
seasonal
I
thing.
recognize that.
I think it's a seasonal
Some
thing.
enemies with a couple
Maybe,
really
yeah.
cool twists. Like,
The-
okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay, here we go.
So there's multiple new abilities that your players are going to be able to discover on Kepler that's going to make them navigate and look at the world in different ways. But the one you're talking about, Dylan, we see it as our premier ability, the crown jewel of the release, and that's called Matter Spark. And Dave has joined us, and he's helps us take the vision of the narrative and the design and the art and smush it together in amazing experiences. And so I think Dave should talk to us more about Matter Spark.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
So there's this new source of energy on Kepler, this strange dark matter.
I love this guy.
So the Guardian binds itself to the dark matter using the arc powers within. You can think of the dark matter as like a medium, and the arc as this catalyst that will completely change form. Transforming into Matter Spark lets you squeeze into tight areas, race around areas, jump over stuff, and it also allows you to turn into this basically electric rolling ball of death, jolting and shocking enemies.
I love this.
So obviously, one big part movement, one big part combat. But I mean, even just in addition to that, to look a little bit, wider, like how did the Matter Spark Ball kind of influence the world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, the team really had to rethink what it means to build a destination with these abilities in mind.
Yeah.
A simple hill becomes a ramp to get to a new space. A crack in the wall it basically will reveal a whole new area to explore. It's also a new way to engage with enemies.
This fucking
Instead
ghosted
of
that bulb.
taking, a bunch of enemies head on, you can find a Matter Spark pad, transform, turn into this electric ball of death, and then just start racing around the arena, dash over their heads,
wild.
and flank from behind, and then really give the House of Exile on Kepler a bad day.
This is funny.
As well, we should. It's a good day for us as well.
Platforming.
So what are some of the other Kepler abilities that we'll be able to unlock while we're out there?
I love this so much.
I hope there's shit like that in the raid where someone has to go fucking crawl through a little hallway, like do a mechanic.
That's the jumping puzzle, is a maze.
This new fallen dark matter tech mixed with void. This is going to allow you to bypass laser walls, use these cascading relay networks, and just basically teleport around the world. Another ability that we have is Matter Morph. This is dark matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able to basically push and morph and move geometry to create bridges, open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is describing, and when we were thinking about building this world, it was all about hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world in a different way, and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free roam, and the quest content, and beyond. But also what was really important to us is that we lean into Destiny's first-class ability gameplay. And so with Matter Spark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping, you're dashing into enemies to destroy them, you're doing giant explosions with them with the Relocator Clan, and you're just blowing everything up with void explosions and graviton lance style projectile, little secret projectiles. And then what's really fun about Mattermorph is you can just be throwing these strange shurikens basically to just delete an encounter before you then start to morph the environment around you and move to the next area. And so it's just really exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players just solve puzzles and fight encounters in ways that we don't even expect yet, and see how they take on the destination. And just I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into especially the post-game experience, it's going to unlock, there's something unlocked with Matter Spark that really changes the way that you can play through the entire destination.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about dark matter,
yes.
We have darkness abilities like Strand and Stasis already. How is dark matter different?
Yeah,
finally,
so,
predictable
dark matter
ammo.
and darkness are two completely separate things. They're completely different things. But dark matter does exist in our world. In the world of Destiny, we know it as being tightly connected to the Nine. It's what the Nine are actually made out of. In our world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really see it. And it wouldn't be very fun to make a destination where there's
General
an
Grievous,
thing you can't actually
Darth
see.
Vader, and
so lucky for us,
Kylo
Kepler, there's a
armor
bioluminescent
sets.
microbe that allows us to see all of this substance that's impacted this world so much. It allows us to see how it's impacted the plant life, how it's impacted the behavior of the peoples that we're going to encounter, and we can see how it has been able to bring these things that are kind of unstuck in time into this current location.
I do have to put on my drifter hat for just a second and what does it smell like? What does it taste like?
Yeah. Dark matter smells and tastes like bleach and math.
Can't wait to get that chip flavor.
Yeah.
Get it with a sandwich today after.
It's zesty.
Yeah, it's really good. Actually, so on the topic too of stuff in the trailer as well, we heard someone talking there. Can you tell us who that was?
Sure. That was Lodi. Lodi is a new character that we're introducing in Apollo.
Wait,
Not in Apollo. We're introducing him in the Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
I want to
he's
give
just a dude.
He's just a
to
dude.
Villalobos, who portrays
He's just
Lodi
a
and
normal
does
ass-
a spectacular job. This character is fascinating.
I think that's the first pair of
He's
glasses
kind of a
we've seen
fish
in
out of
Destiny.
water, but the fun
He's
thing
just
about
like this
Tros is to
normal ass
kind of
guy who made it this far into
right?
the fucking.
So what if that fish that we
future.
pulled out of the water
It's
was
Dado,
the
right?
most
Just he switches to
qualified fish
contacts.
to be pulled out into the air?
Down for anything.
It's down for anything.
Yeah.
And what if that fish was kind of made to be pulled out of the water? I don't want to give away too much because this character is way more fun for the players to figure out what his deal is. But I will say that Lodi is very, very far from home.
Very fair, very exciting. So,
I do have to call out too, before we started this, you and Robbie were
Let's
talking
talk about the
how
armor.
Lodi
Talk
is
about
like
the armor changes.
a notice me
Oh
character.
yeah. Robbie wanted a senpai.
I
yeah.
did. I wanted someone that I just wanted to spend a bunch of
Yeah.
time with on this new adventure we're going on.
Yeah, a friend that we can look up to.
Yeah.
Who's that, Michael?
notice me.
Notice
Notice
me
me.
Lodi.
Of course,
That's
right
Fran.
himself, or rather, Allison does. So, with
Lodi.
regards to the characters
Oh, no,
as
it's
well,
not
so is it
Fran.
a whole new cast of characters in the Edge of Fate?
No, we're going to see some new faces like Lodi and other characters.
Oh, it is?
But we're
Okay.
also going to see some familiar ones too.
Oh,
Ikora
okay.
is
Sorry,
here.
kiddo.
The stakes are high enough that she's here investigating what's going on. And as it turns out, in one of our major mysteries,
Yo,
she's
Ikora,
kind of
let's
at the
go.
center of
I
it.
remember.
She was invited here, as was
Sick.
Lodi, same as we
Great.
were. All of it's kind of tied together.
Very exciting. So,
Yeah, the way. Oh, if I can.
No, no,
yeah,
please.
no,
Yeah,
yeah.
please,
Like
yeah.
the way we think about this is about all these characters. Their fates are intertwined in some
Yes.
way. There's these puppet masters that have been pulling the strings for a very, very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so, as a guardian and these characters involved, they're going to have to decide if they're fight your fate. Like that's what we think about. For these individuals, that's what they're going to have to go through
Shut up,
and
Snap.
determine about how they can stand up to this new conflict that is surrounded by the Nine, because they are fated to be here. And what does that mean for them, or what does that mean for their future and the future of Soul itself?
So with regard to these new characters and this world we find ourselves in, was there
Loving
anything
who
about
that is,
that
Snap.
setting, or in particular, that really influenced the creation, rather, of this world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun facts. First off, if you've been paying attention to Destiny over the last week or so, you already know that there's been people on Kepler for a long time. That's an old-ass computer that you were putting those numbers into. We also know that the Vex are here. They're studying the Nine because it turns out the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. As Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver. And kind of most importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the 3 dimensions that we can know and see and touch are very close to the realm that the Nine live in. And that means some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
Exciting.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, so we've been talking about invitations throughout this, and we need to call out an invitation that's actually going to be waiting in the game after this is over. Ride of the Nine begins today.
Yeah.
So I believe we have a trailer to show.
Yeah, you were nice enough to bring a trailer along. I'll go ahead and give it a look really
Yeah,
quickly.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Yo, you brought a trailer with you to the other part of the studio?
Yeah.
3 dungeons.
Explorer mode. Let's go. Go back.
Go! A guided experience with solo and match-made play.
Ultimatum.
Tomato.
Let's go. Go back. Go. We can get the 9 glaive.
Ooh.
Oh, you get to go back to that area.
Real.
Back to eternity.
All right, so that's Ride of the Nine, which
Yeah.
is
They changed.
our essential prologue story for the Edge of Fate. And these 3 dungeons that are featured in this event are free for all players starting today. And so what's really important about this is that these dungeons are both for veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders, people who've been
The fucking
in
purge
these
alarm?
places
What
a
the hell
lot,
is that
but
sound?
also new guardians who have never stepped into a dungeon before, right? What was really important for us when we were developing Rite of the Nine was that we were changing the formula on how we can think about how we can welcome even more people into these experiences. And so you're going to be able to go in solo, buffed up, and explore a dungeon by yourself, or go in match made with other fire team members shoulder to shoulder for the very first time. But don't worry, because we also have that higher level challenge for our veteran, our hardcore dungeon crawlers, where you're going to be able to earn the best possible loot, exclusive rewards, and also an exclusive title as part of Rites of the Nine. What's also really important about this event for being a prologue for the Edge of Fate is that it really reintroduces the emissary into the game, and you're going to learn why her job is pretty crappy, and why she quits at the top of the Edge of Fate, like we saw at the beginning of this show. And so, Andy, we've been talking a bunch about how our Destiny expansions are changing the formula for Destiny going forward. So now I think it's time for us to start talking about how the core hobby of Destiny is changing going forward. The day-to-day of playing Destiny, week over week experience. And we've got someone else on the couch here to help us talk about that.
We have an expert in that very subject now who has gone ahead and joined us on the couch. We are now joined by the one and only Mr. Ben Womack, creative director here on Destiny. Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
There is a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good conversation we have coming up. Yes. But before we get into that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah. So I'm the Destiny 2 creative director for the core game, or the core hobby, as we call it.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all parts of the game, Edge of Fate, through their seasons,
low-key
systems, and in particular, like I was saying,
I get low D, dude, or low die. She was saying low die.
Of Destiny 2 and getting those not only stood up but also transformed and iterated on in some really exciting new places.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and just start at the top. Can you tell us a little bit about what the core formula of Destiny is changing and why?
Yes. So I think we need to start with the why first, because it's important to think about what is Destiny, what is great about Destiny. And Destiny is best when you have awesome chases that you're excited about, you have really cool, powerful builds to make, and there's a mountain to climb that's right in front of you that you want to climb. You're like, I want that mountain, it looks pretty cool. And the thing that is not always true right now, Destiny, is it doesn't feel streamlined as it could. Players don't have as much agency. We
Ain't that the fucking truth?
We want to be more rewarding than we are. Because right now there are barriers to playing Destiny in the best way. And those barriers are insurmountable sometimes. So think about that whole picture of, okay, what is the Destiny that we really want, that has been in the past, that we also want to get back to, and where we want to go in the future? That's where all the changes you're going to see have started, at their inception point. So it's a big piece of the pie.
Massive updates coming across so many systems of the game, and we're just getting in, digging into the surface.
Yeah. I mean, to that same end, then, how are we making it easier? Pardon me, to go ahead and just get straight into the fun.
Oh no, let's do it, because that's exactly what we want to do.
Oh, it's okay.
And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny,
she's just a little upset.
You're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say open director. It's going to say open portal. And the portal is our new front page of the game. We're trying to get you to the fun as fast as possible, and as few clicks as we can. We even have Edge of Fate there in the corner, so that it's right immediately there. No fumbling around with the map to get to it, really. And we're also taking other big parts of the game, the ritual game and for seasons, and putting them into these ops categories. So the idea is that we're having these different ops for different moods. We're having solo ops. We have a bunch of fire team ops. We have pinnacle ops, and of course we have crucible ops. Still super important for the game.
It's a big change.
To start up at the top, can you tell us a little bit more about what solo ops?
Oh yeah. So solo ops is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a bunch of activities that are made for solo players, and the conception point of that was we want to make activities for players who have a smaller amount of time that they want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes and get some real progress.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah.
Get some loot and get your character forward and feel like, I played some Destiny, that was great. And even if you don't feel like playing with other people, that's fine, because we have an activity type that is designed for one player.
I didn't catch that.
I mean, to that same end, what are some other ways that we can play and have fun using Portal as well?
Yeah, so Robbie actually has a great way of talking about this.
Yeah, some of the North Star that we talk about when we were developing the Portal early on was where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the portal at your fingertips in one place. It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside of that category is any of those categories is gonna help you make progress. And so, because we want Destiny to be welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back to the game to join us with
The armor set looks really good.
And we also want this to be like a new even playing field for everyone. And so, as part of this is a commitment from us, as part of the core hobby and all the seasonal content.
I like that orange.
That we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating this over time for
Those
years.
look really good.
And so, you're asking directly, like, what else is there to do? Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both these are more around playing with other fire team members,
around the other way.
shoulder to shoulder, where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too, but then pinnacle ops are more about those really long form or more challenging kind of focused activities like exotic missions, for instance. And so, and then the one thing we haven't talked about yet very deeply, but is incredibly important, and it's something that I think we've done for the first time like ever, or maybe since early D1.
It's kind of a return to form.
Yeah. You're going to be able to experience the entirety of the power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP, right? So this means like, if you want to be sweaty, Andy, which like I know you, Dylan, too. I know you're that way, right? Like I know both of y'all. Like if you want to put those sweatbands on, you're going to be able to play the entire experience in the season here and earn some of the highest tier loot that's also available in the game. So,
I have to say this is like super exciting because like my player type or other folks out in the community, like they want to go in, they want to jam on PvP, but then their friends invite them to do a dungeon or a higher tier activity, and they're like, oh wait, I need to grind a long time to get up to power. Now through PvP, they can get up to power, and you can just bring them into that PvE experience and have a fun time with each other.
I think it's going to be nap time.
That's honestly how I primarily played D1, so I'm really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core, obviously, of what you guys are talking about.
I'm doing a dungeon with a fucking PvP, dude.
But what if I really want to challenge myself, push myself?
Oh yeah,
That's
important.
Get their ass raised.
That's important to us.
Well, death, but also success.
Yes,
and
that's true.
From it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we really want to give agency. That's one of the things. Player driven towards loot and challenge, and so we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system. We have a lot more difficulty levels.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in what this looks like.
We have 50 new modifiers along with all the old modifiers that we've released in the past that are going to make this
one past Grandmaster
options for you to experience.
Might just be placeholder. That'd be cool if they reset it though.
Like we have Banes, not just old Banes. We have
2000,
new Banes
bro.
as well.
We can go back.
Boons to help you like get advantages in your activities and for your build. We have challenges and trade-offs. And the fun part is you're going to get these different combinations
make it
that
harder.
are available, and you're going to then make
go
a
back.
mix that's
Turn
actually
on all the
interesting to
modifiers.
play. It'd be pretty
Literally every
interesting.
single one.
Sometimes the way you prefer you play. Like there's a new boon.
So is that how we're in Strikes Race?
Personally love. It's kind of my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple
we're doing
grenades,
patrols.
replacing your current grenade. You can't do the melee, but they recharge super fast. So any build you want, you could now Spider-Man around any map. It's actually super fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I mean, like, what's at the heart of what Ben is talking about is what we kind of call the virtuous
Wait, we're just
cycle,
gonna get
right, where you're going to be crafting
grapple?
your build, tinkering with the activity, looking at
Yeah, I
like,
actually
how you
missed
can
that.
earn a higher tier of reward by taking on higher
That's
challenge.
hard.
And as you earn better loot, you're looking towards that next mountain to climb just ahead of you all the time. And so this is really about how far you want to push yourself upwards within the portal itself. But also, we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right?
Don't
That's
spin
the depth
the
of
chair.
the challenge that we're talking about. That's also, but we're also thinking about the people who don't have as much time to play with like solo ops, and also if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared of customizing these activities,
or you just don't feel
or
like
doing
it.
it. Yeah, that's a great way to describe
If you're
it.
scared of a video
We have bunch
game.
quick play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and fire team ops.
Stop kicking me.
And we have fire team finder, and so you're able to like really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
Oh yeah, we technically have matchmaking across every activity that exists.
Except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right,
But
yes.
yes,
But
otherwise,
in the fire
aside
teams
from
and
that
pinnacle
one.
ops, it's everything.
Yeah, you'll have options to play by yourself or with other people.
Raise.
Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as hard as you want it to
That's
now.
true.
Oh.
It's really fun.
Solo
You're
strikes.
talking about like all the different boons and combinations.
Finally.
I think at one point
About
you were saying
time.
around 50 or something like that. Those
50 new
apply
ones.
50 new ones.
Yeah.
So it's like you can take those into solo ops. Like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want Weenie Hut
Go get
Jr.,
it.
I want like esoteric level solo hardest thing in the world, like you can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it.
I didn't mean
from the very start if you
esoteric
really
by
want
like
to.
the guy.
And
Depends on how deep you want to go.
Yeah.
Really.
We'll give him a
and
shot.
the point is that you're going to like stretch that far, and we want the reward to feel like worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to feel like as you're pushing yourself, you are rewarded for it. That is something that's really important to the vision here for the portal. Yeah.
Rewards, huh?
rewards.
There are a lot of rewards, aren't there?
It's funny you mention it. Yeah, you know, we've got Banes, Boons, modifiers,
there we
but
go.
let's
Loot.
talk about
So
gear
loot.
for a little bit here.
Yeah.
What's changing about loot and
Armor.
what should Guardians care?
Yeah, so like talk about chases and mountains and builds. Like gear's at the center of all of that. And we actually have 2 giant gear changes. I'm gonna like put in 2 little buckets for us to talk about. The first one is Armor 3.0.
Oh, let's go.
And the next one is gear tiers. And so like talking about Armor 3.0 first, we are probably making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep.
It's huge.
The system. It's enormous.
Huge.
They are resetting it. That'd be
we're
cool.
adding set bonuses, which is a long requested feature for all the new armor that you're going to be able to get at Edge of Fate launch. And we're redoing all the stats on armor. Where they can now like exceed 100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100 for extra bonuses.
Yep.
We're going to every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away. And it's going to essentially like. There's more features actually that I could talk about, but I don't think I'm allowed to yet.
Fair. Well, something that we can't talk
Time
about
to
too.
delete all the armor
as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So gear tiers are very exciting.
Show me more armor.
I saw the armor perks. Oh.
That you can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5. And like we have a 5
I love this.
gear tier 5 piece of legs armor on the screen right now, and you can see that like this is like looks really cool with iconography, but it also has a ton more stats.
Set bonuses. I fucking love this. I'm so excited for set bonuses.
And it's true.
Instead of
It's
10.
not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for higher tier armor, and so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities, it does like give you some new options you never had before. You're gonna have to challenge yourself to get more higher tier armor and keep on going to get yet more higher tier armor to get those options.
Yeah. And this is also not something that's just relegated to armor, right? When it comes to weapons, they're obviously getting their own refresh as well.
Yes,
I mean, what's Destiny without chasing some?
You read my mind.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
weapons are part of the player identity. You know, some people like have a gun that they love.
You got fashion, and then you have.
Or were they announced
gunplay,
sunset?
That's
right?
true. Though we do have
Everything
fashion
sunset. We
for
can
your
delete
guns.
everything.
Hey. well, so because once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look that's going to immediately identify it to you and others that this is the highest tier gear of this drop that you can get. It's going to show on the weapon. It's going to show on the icon. It's even going to show when you kill enemies with that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can turn on or off if you don't want it, but your gameplay will like show that the weapon that is being used is like the highest tier you can get.
That's cool.
Giver's Blessing, which I think we have on screen right now. This is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I cannot put this thing down. Yeah, when we're playing through the Edge of Fate right now. And it's what's really exciting about it for me is that like when you see that tier 5 drop, like you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making Destiny easier to just jump in, find the fun, make it accessible, but also create more depth. You know, this is what we're thinking about. It's like how can we just make immediate, like you understand, like okay, this is probably better than the thing I have right now, depending on what gear tier it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good example of how much time and effort is being put into these game systems to make them more like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game.
Be honest,
We're
it's an auto rifle
we have
snap.
so many new
Who
moves, we
cares?
have a bunch of new stuff. And after 10 years of Destiny, this is going to flip some stuff on its head. So, I mean, we're going to have a bunch of blog content. We're going to have interviews with Robbie, with Ben, with more folks across the team that have been working on this. And then we'll also be elevating our creator community when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff.
Lots of data videos.
But ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio, giving feedback early on some of these systems so they can be more approachable. And we're looking forward to all the feedback that's going to be coming after launch too. Like this is again one of our first steps into something, and then the community and we are going to build something amazing.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much feedback we've gotten from the community summits we've been running over the last year for the Edge of Fate, and just people reaching out to the community teams and others to us. Like your feedback is invaluable. So like seriously, like thank you so much. We're making this game together ultimately.
Yeah, it's incredibly important part of the process. Like I don't think we would be able to make what we do without it.
Yeah.
Working with the community is obviously a core part. Dylan, huge thanks to you and your team, obviously, for helping to lead that charge. And in advance for the big blogs you get to write. And then also our social media team will go ahead and get out the door, so go ahead and give us a follow.
I think, Ben, you were saying you wanted to try to break the record for longest TWID?
I'm more predicting we are.
Yeah. So
it's not about try, it's the state of things.
It's going to be continually updating it. And in addition,
September 9th.
free
Shadow and Order.
That's my
between
birthday.
each of our major
Yo.
expansions coming.
Happy birthday, Juan. Destiny stuff.
And so ultimately that means there's 4 big beats happening in a year.
The
2
Renegades
expansions,
font is really
2
cool.
free major updates between those expansions. So what that
Flawless.
means we're not doing is paid seasonal content anymore. We're not.
I
doing
don't need shit, Snap.
storylines.
I'm
and this
hyped.
also means we're not building a bunch of activity content that basically just goes away and is less meaningful to the game.
What in the Star
after
Wars
3 months. So
Renegades
we're instead
ass?
focusing all
Very
of
It does
Star
look
Wars.
very Star Wars.
instead into building up the core hobby of the game, so the core hobby stays fresh.
I love it.
And exciting, year round. And so, ultimately, this means no more paywalls for
Orange
seasonal
Hat said
content,
vault
and
space.
also these major updates themselves that I'm signposting around right now. The size of them roughly, and the inspiration for them we're thinking about is like Into the Light.
Okay.
So when you say like Into the Light, for folks that aren't out there, like what for a major update, how big is that? Like how do you encapsulate that?
So when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is like the inspiration of what it was. And with Into the Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building within it, but also a lot of the Reprise stuff as well. And also, with it came Onslaught, a new type of activity. It came with reprised exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do like a rad style event, a raid event with the Pantheon. And so for our first major update coming a few weeks after the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron. Right? And so with Ash and Iron, we're going to be returning to the Plague Lands.
Returning to the Plague Lands.
Plague Lands?
And so,
They do
that
exist.
story is going to pick
We're going
up
back
from
to
where we left off
Destiny
from the Edge
1.
of Fate, and with it, we're going to have a new activity called Reclaim, a brand new exotic mission, new types of pinnacle ops entering that for the first time, as well as, of course, what's Destiny without loot to chase? We've got new gear, new rewards, and 2 new exotic weapons.
Wait,
as
what
part
do you
of
say?
Ash and Iron.
We're
as
going back
well.
to the
And
Plague
again,
Lands
this
while the
major
SIVA was
update
at.
and the season, all the seasonal
D1.
content going forward. Is
Oh, and they
free
said Wrath
from
wasn't gonna
players.
get
All the activity
reprised,
content that
dude.
exists in the portal, that's free to play.
Very nice. So even to actually go
All right,
one
buddy.
quick layer 2 deeper on seasons as well, what are some of the cool things that we're going to be able to do with the season that's launching alongside the Edge of Fate?
Yeah, Ben has been working on this space for the team for a while now, so I'm going to kick this one to him.
Yeah, so we're trying to make any time the best time to hop into Destiny. And one of the ways we
Anytime
want
the
to
best.
do that is we want to invest in events that are like accelerating the game and enhancing every part of the game, but also bringing new cool stuff. And actually, we've been working on this so long, we actually have some new cool stuff coming before the Edge of Fate.
It's a special little treat.
Yeah, special little treat. So this Friday, you can play a little event, maybe you've heard of it, called Heavy Metal, which is Tanks vs. Briggs, a new PvP mode. It's super fun.
It's the only PvP
we're
mode I
playing
care
it
about.
Right now, I'm not gonna lie. But the thing that people at home don't know is we have a new reward. That's a unique thing in Destiny if you invest in this event, if you go and play it. And it is a free-to-play event. So this reward is free to play. It is a
Just a
new
funny moment,
combat vehicle that goes in your Sparrow sled, combat Sparrow, if you will, called the Griffin. And this is a really cool,
Wait,
like,
we're gonna shoot our
combat-ready
Sparrows, dude,
vehicle you can
finally.
take anywhere you can summon a Sparrow. You
Man,
can summon
I'm gonna
it,
have
you
to
can
play
use it
Heavy
fight.
Metal, dude.
It's a really good time. And there's some really cool.
I hit 0
some
just
really
of
cool
playing that
backgrounds
game.
with this vehicle.
Snap.
I don't want to spoil it
They're,
right now.
they're
Look at
marketing
this
their
stuff.
product.
Super
That's
excited.
always going to be the best time to join
Best
Destiny
gamers
is right
forever.
now.
Well, I mean,
Instead
we've
of
been
later.
saying, like, what was it? Skimmer is Flash, and the
The
Griffin
best
is
time was last
Splash.
time.
Friday.
Now is this time.
Joe quota
we got to get one in.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's not all, right? Man, like, you've got more for us, don't you?
Oh yeah. So like I just said, there's more events that we've been making. There's one that's going to happen right after the launch of Edge of Fate. It's called Arms Week, and it's a 1-week-long event. And you're going to be focusing on one weapon archetype in Arms Week whenever it comes around. And this one is going to give you a new legendary weapon of that type. It's going to have some volatile mods that are there for the week.
The best time to get into reading books was yesterday. The new best time is now.
There is a problem when you say this event is going to be about weapons and about using them.
Yeah,
You
gotta
did,
have a place to
Lux.
Test all that out.
Right, and so
I kinda talked
I've been
over it.
doing that in EDZ this whole time. I don't know about the rest of you.
Those poor dregs.
Is
right?
the tribute hall
But
coming back?
there is a new way now. We have a new feature, a
Oh,
long
I wish.
requested feature that is being added to the game with Arms Week. It is the shooting range.
Shooting range.
Shooting range is being
Oh,
added to
please.
the tower. It is a now permanent addition
Oh,
to the game
permanent.
with the launch of Arms Week. We're not
Oh.
taking it away. And you can go there and you
Does it
can
actually
try
work?
out everything in your
I mean, the
kit,
damage
everything
numbers.
about
Show
your
me
build
buffing. Can you
with-
buff
with all
yourself?
sorts of simulations of different kinds of enemies and situations.
Ooh, we can even
and it's
test
all
the
real
champion?
damage numbers.
Yo, that's
It's
sick.
like-
It's even got a scoreboard.
It's even got a
Nice.
scoreboard
For you
right there.
and your fire team.
Yeah, your whole raid team can go down into the shooting range and try out, like, see exactly how well
Doing
you're gonna
31
do
damage.
for some kind of boss at this range or
We're getting
whatever.
a
Yeah,
damage
you
number
boost the damage,
decrease?
right?
Yeah, well,
Are we
you're
no longer
probably
gonna see
gonna know.
999?
So we have a rally flag. It's not just
I think we're
a
getting-
shooting
I think
range.
we're
Like you
getting
can
switched.
go beyond the firing line and use your abilities too.
Yeah, you totally
Oh.
can. And like if you
Do like
wanted to, you
Borderlands
could,
and so I can
even,
see some
take
22
your
M's.
Prismatic and pop Transcendence and try that out. And, you know,
300
I think the reason
in
why
Diablo.
we're not seeing that right now is because it's a Titan.
Yeah, it's a good soldier.
Yeah.
Standing on that firing line.
Yeah, standing on
you
the
can
firing
tell
line.
them
All
to
about building that line and standing.
look
Yeah,
at it.
exactly.
A lot of
Yeah, that's
bureaucrats are
sick.
gonna have to go ahead and have some upheavals to their Google Docs, I'm guessing.
This will be a
Oh.
really
Swear to
good
God, dude,
tool,
if I'm
like,
trying
as
to
we're
test a
adding
new
all of
weapon
these
and a
different
fucking vandal
systems with
dodges
gear
my
tiering
shot,
and
I'm gonna
all that,
fucking crash
you can
out.
go in and check those game showers in real time. Like, how do my stats change? How are these different gear bonuses going to affect my
I mean, you have to
gameplay?
enable
can see
them
it
for
in the
them
tower
to
now.
move, don't you?
Yeah.
And while
Yo,
we're talking about weapons,
where's the super region?
Oh, yeah,
Hello?
yeah,
thing, right?
So, there better be a rally in there.
There was.
There's more events, of course.
They
There's more
should.
events, and
Yeah.
the
Okay.
holiday events are coming up. Where Solstice is right around the corner.
It's
as well.
summertime, right?
It's
Yes.
summertime. Summertime is solstice time in Destiny 2, and Solstice has some really cool twists and such that we're planning. But I'm not going to talk
I mean,
about
Tribute
that
Hard
now.
2.0.
I want to show you.
Thank God we have another
the
shooting
new
range.
hollow foil treatment. we
And
have
it's
for
permanent
Solstice
this time.
weapons. So here we go. This is the hollow foil treatment for Solstice in 2025.
Ooh, holy shit.
It is it's amazing every single
Ian.
time. It is an ocean, and the line.
Can't believe we're gonna have to buy it,
We
dude.
put the ocean on a gun. How did we do that? It's beautiful. I love it. And any kind of weapon that drops for this event can.
Just a Valorant
have hollow
skin,
foil.
dude.
It is.
Tier 1 or Tier 3, yeah, any weapon.
I love it.
Yeah, the like the tier 5 hollow foil.
Ooh.
You know, like that's gonna be a chase.
It's a shiny.
Our other events will also have hollow foils.
Yeah, like Arms Week you're talking
Arms Week
about.
will have its own hollow foil treatment. Like we're every event, a major event we have will have a hollow foil treatment. The holidays will have their own kind of special one, but yeah, Arms Week will have their hollow foil drops that you can farm as well.
Super exciting. No, it's going to be a good time. I'm going to have way too much stuff to
You want me
chase
to farm
down, so
weapons that
appreciate
have
you guys
max
putting a
ammo
lot of work
regeneration
in
or
on us for
ammo
that.
generation?
But I believe we've got one more thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about here are the free updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff, Edge of Fate, but we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to talk about
Right,
it.
yeah, Allison.
She's the best one to talk
Yeah,
about.
we've got something very exciting, and so once again, Allison, thank you for taking the time to join us today. We
Hi,
appreciate
Allison.
it.
I'm talking about
I'm
Behemoth.
so excited to be the one more
Renegades.
thing.
Renegades.
It's a tradition around here, so we're glad that you could obviously go ahead and lead us into this one. But, you know, as Dylan mentioned, we've talked about the Edge of Fate, but this is the first year
Where's
we're going to
Charlie
be doing
D'Amelio
two
dancing on my
expansions
screen?
over the course of a year. Can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah.
It's
so
summertime
we're going to
for
have a
Bungie.
dedicated reveal for Renegades in
It's not
September
Christmas time for you
alongside
yet,
our
Nick.
major update, Ash and Iron. But earlier we were
makes sense.
talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting and innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate. What I can tell
Cool.
you, and we'll talk plenty about it later,
Love that.
is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more. But more importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first.
It's Star
so
Wars.
Gotcha.
Renegades
It's
is
gonna be
going
Star
to
Wars.
be a Destiny,
We really like playing
definitively
Star Wars
Destiny
Outlaws.
expansion. This is part of the
Oh,
Fate Saga,
God.
and it's going to push
No.
it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come. It is an essential Fate Saga
When it
story,
does, like,
and
extraction
it's an
shooter
homage
game
to
mode.
a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start.
Can you imagine?
It's a universe that all of
Here
us
it
here
is,
on the
Star
couch
Wars,
grew
yeah.
up with, as well as everyone else at the
It's
studio,
Star
and
Wars.
millions of you back at home too. It
It's Star
is
Wars,
a
just
peanut
saying,
butter
we
and
know, we
combination,
saw the
a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
Let's take a look.
Let's
Not
see it.
actual gameplay.
Trailer. Game in development. Content
The hallway scene, dude.
Give me a lightsaber.
Here comes Darth Vader, dude.
This is actually gonna be sick.
Oh my god, that was like.
Oh my god.
I love this so much.
I don't understand how they're gonna make this like actually feel like Destiny.
Oh yes, a lightsaber.
Is this even gonna? Is this like canon Destiny? I'm so confused. Like,
I don't know.
Oh,
I
let's
have Star Wars
go.
games. Star Wars games I want to play.
Robbie,
dude.
what did we just see?
Yeah, so that's
Lucasfilm
Renegades,
games
which is
are
coming out
credited in part of
this
this.
December. And
Yeah.
to really drive
God
it home
damn it.
here, Renegades is a one-of-a-kind Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration from other genres like dark
One of a
fantasy
kind.
or
Are we
cosmic horror,
FOMOing again?
Renegades takes the space western vibe and aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately,
They're
it's
doing what
created
Fortnite's doing,
a new
dog.
lawless frontier that is emerging within Seoul. And so, like,
Fucking
we're so
crazy
excited
collab,
to
Nick.
show Renegades off a little bit today and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside the free major update with Ash and Iron. But right now, today, we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner with
fucking
Fate.
crazy.
A lot of calendars get marked just now on September, but no.
I hope
super
it's a
excited to share
one-time
more about that in the
DLC.
future, but
I
that
feel like Destiny
actually
has
leads
like
us
its own
to the
vibe.
conclusion
I want
of
to have
today's
Star Wars'
show,
vibe.
which
Like,
again we covered.
it has a really
There's
cool
been a lot.
world on its
Yeah,
own.
this has been a big show. Honestly, no, we went through a lot of it. So let's go ahead and quickly double check. We obviously went through, and the Year of Prophecy. Pardon me is going to go ahead and kick off on July 15th, and this kicks off a brand new multi-year Fate saga and our new focus on the core.
It's very Destiny vibe.
The first expansion, the Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid
That's like a totally
launching
different
on July
game.
19th.
Like,
Okay, hold
not
on.
like a Fortnite
So you're going
story.
through a
It's
lot of
like- it's like-
information. We already covered that. But like, you can't just sneak in a
I mean,
raid.
come
deal.
on.
We have a new raid coming
Yeah.
with the expansion. July 19th.
Oh, new raid.
there.
Wait, hold on.
We're gonna have a bunch
They
of
just
vlogs. We're
confirmed
gonna have
July
rules,
19th.
regulations, all that
Oh,
kind of
did they?
stuff for
They
our
said it?
raid
Okay.
Yeah,
race.
you said it.
We invite everybody to come in, try to go for that world first title. And yeah, I mean,
Wait,
just
they're doing it
stay
on
tuned for more
Saturday again?
details. We're not gonna spoil anything. It's a raid. We got to keep it secret.
19th?
Yeah, everybody mark your calendars.
Is it Saturday?
Isn't it?
Bungie.net is the place to go ahead and learn more. And again, follow
Yeah.
our social media channels.
Wow.
Do us all a favor.
They're going back to Saturday
So in
launches.
addition to that, again,
I dig it.
as we noted, Ash and Iron, our first free major update, will be launching on September 9th. Renegades, very exciting, will be launching in December. And then keep an eye again on our social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're
guess they
available.
are.
But as far as today goes, the Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now. Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate Edition will go ahead and unlock the New Land Beyond.
pre-ordering.
New Land Beyond, that exotic sniper.
Super
Ooh, I
excited.
can't wait, man.
I can't wait, same, honestly. That'll be unlockable in addition to several other goodies. And also, we've also got a collector's edition that'll be available. You can see here on screen, it will be coming with an awful lot of very cool stuff, including this cool
don't
statue
turn
that
this
you
game
may
into
have
Star
noticed
Wars.
here
Just
that's
make
been
it be
sitting
more
with us on
expansive,
stage.
please.
This is where you can go ahead and add to your
Don't kill the
collection as well,
Destiny
but,
fucking
that's
story and buy. It's so
These are awesome.
good.
We got the writing team got a little excited on
There's
this
already
one.
Star Wars and
we
there's
put a lot of
Destiny.
lore
They're
goodies
different.
into this collector's edition. So like that weird metal thing, that weird envelope, boy, weird. Wonder what's up with that.
Just decorative
You should
points?
probably read it. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do a dramatic reading as soon as
Yeah,
we're
we should
done.
go downstairs immediately after.
It's
this.
really
Oh yeah, right
okay.
after this.
Count me in. And then again, too, as far as today goes, Rite of the Nine. This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate, and like all of our events moving forward, it's going to be a free to all players. So make sure and go ahead and check that out when that arrives. And before the show wraps up, make sure and stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating our good friend Sammy Cat as well. So go ahead and give her a follow. Tell her we said
Sammy
hello,
Cat.
hello in
Pog,
chat. Pardon
Sammy.
me. If you have any Twitch Prime subs or anything like that, go ahead and do us a favor. Drop it over there and check out her stream. She's going to be having a good time. But that concludes it for us here today. So for starters, huge thanks to my teammates here for joining me.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks for having us.
Hype for the
Yeah,
statue?
Robbie Ellison, Dylan,
Probably
of course,
not.
There we go. We got
But I'm
Ben,
kinda not gonna
and, of
buy a
course,
collector's
Mr.
edition
Dave
again.
Samuel. Thank you all so much for being here today. And then, of course, to the crew that puts all this on.
Thank you,
This doesn't happen by accident. Thank you all so much for all of your hard work and dealing with me on these last couple of days. And of course, to everyone at home, to all of our guardians out there in the community, thank you. It's a tremendous privilege to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on early, and it matters only if you guys show up and join us. So we really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed. And otherwise, in the meantime, until we see you again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Star Side.
Thank you.
Play the trailer again.
Go to YouTube.
Not same cab.
Well, that was pretty
sick
fun.
they were doing Saturday raids again.
Yeah. Alright, looks like I don't have to ask God. Well, shit, how's that gonna work? The 48 hours? I gotta go for Monday?
Yeah, Monday morning.
Looks like I'm gonna have to ask God for Monday then.
Wait, I think it's 48 hours.
Snap, you can either just get the, from what I understand, I can look on our website. You can get the just this and that, or you can just buy the whole year, and it will come with
Star Wars
Renegades.
being a full DLC is weird.
I'm here for it.
I don't know if I am. We'll see. I mean, I'll play it obviously, but
Yeah.
I hope it's just like Star Wars inspired, more
Yeah.
than.
It's supposed to be an homage, that's what she said.
The doors
that
definitely
was
look
like,
Star
They
Wars.
should have fucking ripped. What the fuck? It looks like Star Wars. I think Destiny is such a cool.
Reese, do you run the Bungie Leaks Twitter?
No, what they say.
Just LinkedIn and Iron Lords.
What if I killed myself?
Man, dude, Destiny they have such a cool thing going for themselves, bro. Let's see more about the armor.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a there'll probably be a article out later today.
Or there will be the Bob probably.
Yeah. Man, they're taking their sweet ass time grading out. Well, chat, I'm really glad that I was streaming now, just because of the Star Wars shit. Well, I'm gonna go put the kids down for bed. I'll see you all tonight after Andor's over, because I'm off work tomorrow, so I don't have to be up early. So I'm just gonna stream tonight after I get done watching Andor. So
that was a lot of information. I'm very whelmed. There's a lot of whelming going on right now.
Get ready to pump out like 3 videos.
Bye.
A lot of videos.
See you all later.